I am just, look at this thing. You know, some days nothing just wants to go right. And hi, this is Laurie.
This is Peter.
And we're with Action Heroes LA. And it's been a few weeks since we've done any reviews. We've seen, watched stuff, but I had to go away on business. And I come back and nothing wants to work.
No.
And everything's backwards now because I have to use my cell phone to film this.
Which means you don't have notes.
I don't have notes. I don't have anything. And it's hot in here and I'm just grumpy now because I spent an hour trying to get everything to work and it's just not working. Anyway, we're back. What are you doing, phone?
It's going dark.
It's going dark. Come on now. Really? Okay. Anyway, we're back. We're going to review the movie Surrounded, which is a film I found on Amazon Prime. It had like a lot of good stars. It was a Western starring a black woman. I said, I'm there. I'll check it out. And we did. So it stars, so I'll read out what it is. Surrounded is a 2023 American Western drama film directed by Anthony Mandler and written by Andrew Pagana and Justin Thomas. It stars Leticia Wright from the Black Panther movies, where you played Shuri. Jamie Bell, Jeffrey Donovan, Brett Gelman, and Michael K. Williams.
Yes.
Rest in peace. Great actor.
Yes, he is, or was. And well, actually, I think the whole ensemble did a really good job.
Yeah. This was a surprising movie for it. It's under the radar. I didn't hear anything about it. Like I said, I was looking on Amazon Prime for something to watch, and it was
was very good.
I thought it was really good too, and I find myself a big fan of westerns, like the modern western, or neo-western as they call them. I have a lot of them that I've liked, and this is no different. This is really good.
Well, I've never been a western person, though in my years coming up, that was big.
Yeah.
And this one was really done well.
This is well done. Anyway, it's about the plot is 5 years after the Civil War, freed woman and former Buffalo soldier Moses Mo Washington travels west to lay claim to a gold mine disguised as a man after her stagecoach is ambushed by a group of murderous thieves. Mo is forced to hold legendary outlaw Tommy Walsh captive while the remaining surviving passengers seek out help.
Yes, but I even think that part of the explanation, it's about like this.
Okay.
And it tells everything.
Okay.
But if you watch the movie, the expansion of it.
You think there's so much more going on than just that explanation.
And not time-wise. It's just so much happening within that.
It's a well-done movie. It's well acted. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the look of it, the performances, the story. There was a lot of tension and suspense, good action going on. So it was a fun watch, especially if you're a fan of westerns.
Yeah, and they played very well against the background without throwing it in your face, taking you down, and choking you with it, saying, "No, this is 5 years after the Civil War."
Okay.
The slaves and blacks and stuff like that. They just kind of it just unfolds.
Okay.
And it unfolds in a very not in your face.
Kind of naturally unfolds.
Just naturally.
Kind of more authentically. I will say, I mean, I have a couple issues with the movie, but they didn't detract enough for me. That I thought it was too much of a distraction. I still enjoyed the movie thoroughly. And, I mean, there are certain lines where I do feel there's kind of a, I don't want to call it wokeness because I hate this whole debate about and battle against woke and what's not, and agenda bullshit. It's just, but there's some of the lines that just didn't feel like a black woman in the West has to do that. Yeah, that sounds more like modern language than it would. I would expect somebody from there. There's not enough of those lines really to, like I said, to distract me from the rest of the quality of the movie. But it's like, that feels a little more too current.
Well, I think a lot of that is...
And too on the nose about what the movie is, the movie's theme is.
Well, I think we've gotten so far from that type of language, that type of speech, to whereas if you would have said it in that time, in that language, there is a lot of people who would have been completely lost.
Yeah, I don't expect the modern filmmaker or script writer to really do a deep dive into historical accuracy in these movies either. So to get the whatever they would have never said that, but I think it just wears some of its themes on a little too much on its sleeve. But I also thought some of the visuals, there's some very beautiful visuals, but it was more, this guy, the director, has done music videos, and you can kind of tell that they're more interested in the look rather than the visuals being part of the story. So there's a part in the opening scene where she's walking with her head down. And of course, for the character who's trying to, she doesn't want anyone to discover she's a woman. She's disguised as a man. And so she's trying, plus averting her eyes and all. And there's plenty of reasons for the character to do that. But just the way that the director has her do it is like, well, do it in this particular angle and this walk, because it looks really cool. And that was a little too much of that here. But again, not enough to distract it. And some of the visuals where it pops up and it's like, oh, that's an extremely beautiful shot, but it was kind of a fantasy or like a dream sequence. It's like, okay, I'll buy it as that. Well, because I appreciate a beautiful shot in cinematography, but
to kind of keep going with that. There was a couple of shots, a couple of things that they used visual with it, where it would have been, or it was to me, it's all out in the open. What are you doing?
Oh, what?
When she was on the back of the stagecoach and she tries to hide herself during the chase. Okay. It's like, no.
Oh, you didn't find that sensible move?
Not at all.
Okay. I didn't think about it in that terms, but that's let's get some of the performances. I do want to come on. Leticia Wright is really good in this, and Michael K. Williams was always great whenever he shows up, and it was great to see him. And he has a small part, but like I said, it's just always great when he shows up. But I wanted to bring up Jamie Bell, who I believe plays the bad guy, good guy. They keep you guessing. I loved him in this. That's Tommy Walsh.
Yes. This was wonderful.
The outlaw.
Where you thought, look, I'm just telling you the truth. Then he brings up some very hard truths, but it's like, but that's the facts we're dealing with. Yeah. Then it was, hey, let's smooth it over. Now let's throw a rock at you, and I'm talking about at the audience. He was very.
I mean, that one of the great things is like you're along with the Leticia Wright's character because she's like, do I trust this? Who do I trust?
Right.
And you have to protect. She has to protect herself. She has to, she has to figure out. He's saying all kinds of stuff. Everybody's telling her all kinds of stuff, and it's like. She has to play it very smart.
Yeah, because everybody, you're listening to it on different levels.
Yeah, And you go through it as, watching it. It's like, maybe she should trust that dude. Maybe, maybe that could work out. Maybe you're thinking in terms of that.
Yeah.
And
because she thinks she's got it. She's got her plot of land, milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, it's vanished.
Well,
And then she gets even better.
Well,
and then maybe not.
Yeah, I'm just interested. It's a very interesting character struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's entertaining. That's really entertaining to me when you put a character in those positions and you question yourself. You're
Mm-hmm.
questioning yourself. It's like, maybe you should go with it. Maybe not. Maybe you should. So that's why I really, really enjoyed this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other one.
Yes.
You don't know who's who. You're trying to figure all that stuff out.
Yes.
And who is your true enemy? Who is your true friend? And it's something especially hard. It's hard nowadays to know that, but imagine back then, and you're a former slave in the female in the Wild West.
Yes.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up, because this movie having black cowboys, that there's. It's nice to see more and more black cowboys in movies. The whole because they were the first cowboys basically
Mm-hmm.
in America, and it's still people don't know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think what was one of the most exciting things to me is it was the character and the situation was playing out on so many different levels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
First, she was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
That back then, that was no, stay in your place.
Yeah.
Then you were a woman, weak, and you stay in your place.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was a free black slave,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like,
Stay in your place.
stay in your place. No, you're free, but you're not. You're not free to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was a tremendous movie. But like I said, with all of that, it wasn't thrown in your face.
Yeah, it was handled pretty well. So anyway, any final thoughts on Surrounded?
I would love for it to be in the theater so I can say, go see it.
Okay. Yeah, it's on streaming. I found it on Amazon Prime. I believe I rented it, so I'm not sure where it's streaming. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. But oh, I forgot this. I have to do something exciting. But yeah, so find it on a streaming channel. Check it out. I think it's worth the rental.
It is.
Especially if you like modern westerns. It's a pretty good one.
It really is.
All right, we out.
We are out.
We are out with our technological